Let's talk more about the importance of upholding intellectual property protections. I'm joined by Danya. He's CEO of CollgeNode, a company that develops an online platform for foreign students in China and the United States to connect with each other. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you, Elaine.
So why is this topic so important?
Well, China's economy is growing, and it's growing very rapidly. And China has traditionally been a manufacturing economy. But you don't make a lot of money with just manufacturing. So with iPhone, for example, it was designed in the United States. Apple makes more than $100 per phone, whereas the Chinese manufacturer makes about $3 to $5 per phone, even though the entire phone is made in China. So now the ambition is to go from made in China to designed in China. And to do that, the country needs a very strong intellectual property protection system in order to spur local innovation and make that happen.
You're CEO of your own company. You have offices in both Beijing and here in Washington, D.C. So you're familiar with the law in both places. How different would you say are the two countries in terms of protecting intellectual property rights?
So the United States has been a leader in intellectual property protection, but China is catching up very quickly, much faster than what a lot of people are anticipating. So for example, the amount of time to adjudicate patent in China has been reduced from years now to weeks within the last 3 years. And that is a huge development. So China is doing a tremendous job and is improving very, very quickly.
You touched on this, and we know that China is making innovation a top priority. You know, for years, China has been criticized for not protecting intellectual property rights. But we know, and as you said, that has been changing rapidly. Do you think the perception of China in that regard is changing as well? Are people realizing that these reforms are taking place?
Yes, the perception of intellectual property has gone up tremendously in the past few years. If you go back to the 90s and ask people about intellectual property, most people, when they infringe on intellectual property, do not actually realize that what they're doing is infringement. But now the understanding of protecting intellectual property, especially in major cities, has basically caught up with the American counterpart and is spreading to other parts of China as well.
Goes hand in hand with the innovation.
Very much. One thing you're seeing in China now is that in several sectors, such as life science, such as computing, such as artificial intelligence, China has actually taken over to become the leader of the world. And when that happened, it builds a tremendous incentive for the country to build a better biosphere to protect its indigenous innovation. And we're seeing that both of them going hand in hand right now.
All right, Danya, thank you so much for your insight. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you.